Okay, I am making this as a PS, a second video to the one I recorded yesterday. Um, I was so nervous. That was my first astrology video, and I had so much I wanted to say that was so important, and my nerves got the better of me in spite of the fact that I had meticulous notes, and I wasn't very relaxed because I was so worried about all the details of recording videos. And today I feel so much more relaxed. I feel so much more like myself. And it's a beautiful day. And I wanted to sit out in on my deck with my plants and my birds. So there might be a few background noises, birds, lots of birds, maybe some cars too. So I do have a couple of additions to what I said yesterday, and this is really important. So I really hope that people will, that if you've put the time into listening to my long ramble, I really hope that you could listen to this too. In fact, maybe you listen first. So the first thing I needed to say was that I spoke quite a lot about masculine and feminine, sacred masculine, sacred feminine, divine, and there's so much about this. And I did not add a little explanation. So when I speak of the energies of masculine and feminine, um, I I don't literally mean men and women, but I do. I mean um, that there is a polarity of masculine and feminine, and it is the receptive and the assertive. It does not necessarily apply to men or women. Uh, it's the polarity of energies. Now, I think we can see so many manifestations of masculine and feminine in the world around us and within ourselves. Obviously, we are all made of man and woman. No matter what your gender is, how you were born, and how you identify, you are both. And you will always be both because we are made of both. So, I just needed to really clarify that. So we can see these polarity of energies within ourselves. We can see it with relationships of people around us. We can see it manifested in society and culture. I think the most importantly, though, we see this in the divine, and how we see the divine and the great spirit and the great spirit within ourselves and our soul that we have always mirror energies. So when I say masculine energy or Mars, that's an energy, and it can apply to men or the qualities of the masculine being, a spark, the feminine being receptive and creative. So I just needed to clarify that because those words are definitely a little inflammatory lately, which is a tragedy. And I think we need to heal that and see that we are made of both. Um, okay, that being said, I forgot some big points, and I really want to add this to my ramble yesterday. Um, Speaking of Mars, so I spoke a lot about Venus's retrograde, and there's more to say about the Mars retrograde that happened in 2018. I'm not going to go into all of it right now, but what I really needed to say, and this is really important, and I can't believe I forgot. Um, so Mars, uh, the cycle of Mars is 2 years. It's a 2 year plus a bit cycle, and when we had the Great American Eclipse in 2017, um, Mars was on the north node of that eclipse. So just like Venus was in this summer of 2019, Mars was in that position and in the sign of Leo. So that is bringing positive qualities of Leo, granting the gifts that Leo gives, and it's a very auspicious placement for Mars to be in. Now, in the cycle of Mars, we came around to the eclipses of 2018, which were still in the signs of Leo and Aquarius. Um, now, this time, Mars was on the south node of the eclipses and in his retrograde. This is really important because Mars lent energy to the lines of destiny and karma, which are the lines of an eclipse uh, and the nodes. So on one hand, we had the gift of Mars, the activation of Mars, the courage of Mars in the sign of Leo, in the sign of the sun, bringing brightness and energy and a lot of force to go. And then, oh, there's a car. You probably hear that. And then a year later, we have Mars on the south node, bringing activation to the sign of Aquarius, which and also release and lessons learned and mastery. The fact that he was in his retrograde there too is really a lot of intensity with what Mars brought to the south node in Aquarius. Now, I think you probably figured out by my last ramble that I do believe we are on the verge of the change of an age, if not there already. I think we're in the moment now. We are going from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. And so Mars being an activating force, having Mars on the south node of the eclipse, clearing what we need to clear from Aquarius to enter it. So this is because Venus had such a remarkably initiative, shamanic retrograde through Scorpio. I feel like Mars in his retrograde drank from the waters of Aquarius, of the water bearer, and those waters are poured from Pisces. So Aquarius being the sign of the community. If Leo is our sun and our star, then Aquarius is all the stars and the community of stars in the cosmos. Those are how I feel the highest vibration of Leo and Aquarius. And that is the age we're coming to. So so the water bearer in Aquarius pours the water of the cosmos out from the great Pisces. So Mars drank of those waters deeply in his retrograde. Okay, so that was 2 points. I counted that I had 4 things to say. And you know what? There's probably going to be another PS because I think I realized what an insane perfectionist I am. There's no editing when you make a video. You got to say it when you say it or you don't say it. So, okay. So the next important thing that I forgot to say, speaking of the retrograde switch off in between Venus and Mars, was we had Venus enter her shadow of her retrograde when Mars stationed to go direct. And then when Venus entered her retrograde, Mars had, that was the day Mars cleared the shadow of his. So once again, I feel like these retrogrades in 2018 of Venus and Mars were absolutely intertwined and related to each other, and so very important for the destiny of all. And the destiny of bringing balance to polar energies. Okay, that was 3. Number 4, I spoke of how during the burning of Notre Dame, the moon was at the 4th degree of Virgo, which is a foreshadowing of this conjunction happening on the 4th degree of Virgo. Now, something I forgot to mention is that during the conjunction that's happening on the 4th degree of Virgo, the moon will be at the 13th, 14th degree of Gemini. And this is really significant as well because the 13th degree of Gemini is where the next Venus star point will be. This is where the next conjunction, the cazimi, that Venus has with the Sun, where she will turn from evening star to morning star again. And so I feel very much like this conjunction is blessing that next the next cycle of Venus and the next Venus star. So the moon being the storyteller of our constellations and our zodiac, the moon collecting the light and shining it to tell the story of all. The moon shining from that point on this day is it's giving us a little taste of this whole cycle of Venus. Hmm. All right, I think this will be at least PS number 2 because I did a PS number 1 in the video. Um, so I really hope that you watch this because I think those points are really important. All right, well, thank you again for watching.